So in this video, if you're watching it, you are probably wondering SEC filings, what the hell are they? Or you're the person who already knows what they are and you're trying to skip the vital step that is reading SEC filings. In this video, I'm going to be giving you a quick tip on how to skip the painful process, go straight to source and find out about that ticker you are about to trade, but more importantly, on what tickers not to trade. And to make it more interesting, I'm going to try and do it within 5 minutes. It's going to be a tough one, so stick around after this. Okay, so before we get into it, as usual, stroke that little like button until it turns blue and make sure you have subscribed and turned on the bell. Now, SEC filings are for sure the most boring thing to cover, so I've decided that I'm going to wear this St. Patrick's Day hat throughout the whole video so that it is a little bit funny, entertaining / embarrassing. So what are SEC filings? Well, SEC filings are companies' reports, earnings, news, everything. If they're on the stock exchange, they have to put out alerts on every news article or press release, all the way through to what their earnings are, what their losses are, what insiders are buying and selling. Absolutely every bit of information is in the SEC filings. That said, lawyers are paid millions upon billions of money to hide the vital information in these little filings, especially the negative information. Now, as a day trader, we want to find out every little bit of information we can to make sure that we don't buy a stock when we know for sure that it's going to come down and it's in the filings. That's usually an offering or a warrant where a company is adding to the float, basically causing more supply, less demand, stock prices fall. Pretty simple really when you think of it, but that's what we're looking out for in majority of day trades. Now, in a recent video, I told you about a company called Flash SEC. Now, Flash SEC has an algorithm that scans the whole SEC filings and does the hard work for you. It's currently only $50 a month, which is not a lot of money if you think about how much it will save you in time. But also, if you buy it now, you will be grandfathered into when they increase prices later in the year. Not just that, if you are also a LWT chatroom subscriber, you can get in at a discounted price of $37. If you want to know more about how to become an LWT chatroom member, there's a link in the description. Click it, sign up, and there you go, you're in. So once you have signed up of Flash SEC or took their free trial, you need to find a ticker to type in. It's currently Tuesday, the 28th of July, and Kodak is ripping. It is currently up 178%, and we need to know what's in the filings. So it's dead simple. We go over to flash-sec.com, company search, and we type in the ticker, 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐀𝐃. And then it comes up with the financial information. That quick, dead easy. So here we can see we have a market cap of 116 million. The total shares afloat is 43 million, but the actual public float is only 8.18, which is quite small, considering right now it's traded 3 million already pre-market, and it is basically 7:15 in the morning. It's going to trade its whole float pre-market, I think. So more information is the float held by public institutions. Now, the shares float 8.18. 80% of that is actually held by private companies or individuals or institutions, in other words. So you can actually take this figure and say, let's say 20% of it is the public float up, meaning you can trade daily. You also have some financial information here with their latest 10Q, current assets, their liabilities, working capital, blah, 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 blah. So you can get a good outlook. And looking at Kodak, it's quite a solid buy. Maybe not when it's up 170% pre-market, but if you'd have bought it yesterday, you have no issue. There's no warrants, there's no options outstanding, there's no shares being diluted. It's probably more a long trade than it is a short trade. Now, another one that is gapping up is SPPI, which is a biotech company, and these tend to have dilution. So we just did simply SPPI and boom, here we go. That quick, magic, or Irish leprechaun magic. Top of the morning to you. So again, we can see the same information here. The public float is a big float, 109 million, but 70% is institutional owned. So roughly 30 plus million float. Then we've got the liabilities. We can see the current assets, the liabilities, their working capital annually. And then we come down to the interesting stuff. They have shelf registrations, people. So in May of the 8th of May 2020, they have a shelf of 150 million US dollars, and they can do 75 million hidden at the market. So quite a bearish sign. Doesn't mean they have to do it today, but for sure, you've got to be aware if you're going to buy and swing this long, that they can put this out at any time. And then you also have their latest 8K, which is probably the news they're grinding up on recently. So yeah, you can check that out as well. There's nothing really else. They just have these two crazy amounts of basically hidden shelf registrations, which is scary as hell. Another one, MEDS, which is gapping up. The volume is very, very thin, and actually after hours it traded quite a decent amount. We do know that MEDS is a recent reverse split, and here's a top tip for you. If a company does a reverse split, usually it is because they are close to NASDAQ compliance issues or they're going to be delisted. So they do a reverse split to get over that magical $1 mark, and here we can see that a 1 to 6 reverse split, that put them at 10, so they were quite low priced anyway. Now they are currently $6, and it's about time they raise some capital with an offering. So let's go and check that out. MEDS, again, like magic, very low float, 2.7 million, 20%, well, 18% of that to be precise. We've got to be precise because people will comment, it's 18%, not 20. People are so vigorous these days. But coming down to it, the 10Q, we can see here that their current liabilities and their assets are very, very low. This is definitely a much more sketchy company. And we can see that as well. Active registration statements, they have a hell of a lot of shares outstanding to be added. They have an offering here in February. There's still 1 million out remaining. The underwriter, you can see here, they've had numerous 424Bs come out, and there is still warrants pending. You also can see here that there is stuff outstanding from last year still as well, and you can see the latest 8K. So you just get to see a good insight and picture to what a company is doing, and do you want to go long it. And MEDS, no, not really. I really don't want to go long this. So that is how I read SEC filings on flashsec.com. Very, very simple tool. I know people are going to be, oh, I don't have this tool, I want to do it manually. Well, there is many videos, including the one we have. I'm going to put that in the description. You can check that out. But in my opinion, time is money. If you've got a gap of pre-market, you don't have an hour to read through their filings. You need to make a decision. And if you are panicking in that time, you've got FOMO, like I do now on Kodak, because I've been watching it when it was only up 80% and now it's up 180%. So yeah, mega FOMO there. But I didn't have time to check the filings. By the time I'd gone in SEC filings, even then, I realized it is too late. I have missed the gravy train. So in my opinion, $50 a month or $37 if you're an LWT chatroom member is absolute pennies. It really is pennies when you come to think about it. I used to spend an hour to an hour and a half every single pre-market going through SEC filings. And if you add that up, that's roughly 30 hours a month going through SEC filings. So if you total that up again, it's only $1.66 an hour of my time. And if I use that time efficiently, I can be trading and not worrying about SEC filings that much. In my opinion, great website, strongly suggest you check it out. Even if you just take their free version, I guarantee you won't be disappointed, and you get that couple of days trial before you buy. So check it out. What I want to know from you is two things. Firstly is, should I have wore this hat or am I ruining the video because it is doing my head in? Let me tell you, I keep looking at the camera thinking, what the hell is that on my head? And it's a hat. So I did promise I'd keep it on, I'm going to. The second thing is, just dead simply, do you read SEC filings before you take a trade? Now be completely honest, because I'd love to get the feedback on how many people actually do read SEC filings and how many people don't. I know some people are momentum traders and they don't really care about that, so just please drop that in the comments. Make sure you've hit that like button, and also make sure you've checked out these two videos to make sure that you have enhanced your learning curve on your trading journey. I've been Roscoe from LWT, wearing a leprechaun hat. Happy St. Patrick's Day, middle of July. Yeah, goodbye.